Hey, y'all. So here we are. We are talking goal getters for 2025. So today I really wanted to be really interactive, but I know the holiday season is crazy and there's so many things going on. So instead, we're just going to drop this recording in your inbox instead. So let's talk goals. So I don't know about you, but every year I talk with people that are setting goals for the new year. They're setting New Year's resolutions. They're saying, oh, I want to do this. Oh, I want to do that. And when we read and we start talking about like personal development, professional development, different things, a lot of the things we hear talk about like, oh, build out your 5-year plan, build out your 3-year plan, set your goals, write them down, blah, blah, blah. Okay. But then nobody actually sits down and tells us exactly what it is that we're supposed to be writing down or that we're supposed to be doing. So I'm going to give you guys like the Cliff Notes version of the process that I use in writing down goals, as well as I'm going to give you guys some examples. These are not my personal examples. These are just things that are clear, concise, and easy when we start looking at goals and what we want to accomplish. So I've got to go push the button and change my screen. There we go. All right. So just like I mentioned before, we hear all about your 5-year vision or your 3-year vision. So I want to share with you a little bit of my process and how I do this. So I carry 2 notebooks. Okay. And notebook number 1 in the front of that notebook, if I can open to the first page, and I can't, so it's fine. Okay. Page number 1 has my 5-year vision. And guys, these are not super specific. Okay. Same thing with my 3-year vision. Okay. My 5-year vision, where do I want to be? Where do I want to have traveled? What do I want to have seen? Okay, maybe what do I want my business income to look like? Do I want to have hired employees? Do I want to be at the same job that I'm at now? 5 years from now, first of all, a lot can happen in 5 years. Okay, we can look back now and be like, 5 years ago was 2020. I don't know about you, but some of you you're like freaking out a little bit. Okay, but anyway, a lot can change in 5 years. So we just want a general vision. What do we want it to look like? Do we want to be in the same house? Do we want to be driving the same car? Do we want something different? What do we think that we want in that 5 years? Okay. And then 3 years, what do we want? What do we want that to look like? In 3 years, same thing. Do we want the same job? Do we want a different job? Do we want the same car? Do we want the same house? Do we want to move? What countries do we want to have seen? What states do we want to have seen? What do we want to have done in that 3-year plan? Okay. Now I'm pushing the wrong button. Okay. So then once we get into that 3-year plan, then we're going to look straight into our 1-year plan. Okay. So if I sit down on December 11th, 2025, what do I want to be seeing? What do I want to be looking at? Okay. Do I want to be debt free? Do I want to have lost X number of pounds? Do I want to be driving the same car? Do I want to be in the same house? Do I want to be in the same job? What do I want? What do I want that looks the same? And what do I want that looks different? Okay. So personally, when I look at it, there's a couple of things. Number 1, we want to be debt free. So when I sit down on December 11th, 2025, I want to be able to say we have paid it all off and we're done with all of it. Okay. So we've also talked about we want to be in a different camper. Okay. Be very, very specific. What do we want to have accomplished in that 1 year? Now, I'm going to give you some very, very specific examples here about business, or I'm going to give you 2. Actually, I'm going to give you one on business and one on weight loss. Okay. So goal number 1 for business. Okay. 1 year from now, for me personally, as somebody in the service industry, how many clients do I want to be serving 1 year from now? Okay. What do I want those clients to look like? My client demographic, if you will, has changed a little bit in the last year. So what do I want those clients to look like? Okay. Then last but not least, what do I want my income goals to be? What do I want to have accomplished income wise by the end of 2025? So I'm going to write down those things very, very specifically. 1 year from now, what do I want those things to look like? Okay. Now, the next one's going to be a weight loss goal. Okay. Only because I know that's why a chunk of you come here. Okay. So I got the hiccups. Sorry, guys. Okay. So when we start looking at a weight loss goal, a lot of people are like, oh, I want to lose 100 pounds. Okay. That's great. Okay. Number 1, that's going to take some steps. Okay. So whether that goal is 5 pounds or 100 pounds, or whether that is a percent body fat. Maybe you're sitting between 30 and 40 and you want to be between 20 and 25. Okay. Whatever that looks like. Okay. We need to take that big goal and we need to write it down very, very specifically. Okay. I want to lose 100 pounds in the next calendar year. If I did that, I would float away. I don't know how that looks. Okay. But for me, okay, that's a body fat percentage goal. So I have about 5% fat that I want to lose. Okay. Another way that we can look at this, if you're like, Teal, I don't have a weight loss goal. Okay. Maybe I just want to eat healthier. I want to be more active. Okay. So I'm going to challenge you a little bit here because some people are like, oh, okay, well, so then let's just go to habits. Don't just skip over into habits. Okay. Because then when day 15 rolls around, you're like, oh, well, my goal was to walk every day this year, but I'm tired today and it's raining and I don't want to. What are you going to do? What's your backbone? You don't have one. You don't have a long-term vision. Okay. So I want to challenge you instead that even if you don't have a very specific numbers goal as far as weight loss or body fat percentage or anything like that, I want you to look at, okay, what if I want to walk every day? How many miles am I going to walk every single day or every year? Okay. So if I want to hit 365 miles in a year, then I have to walk a mile every day. Okay. I have to be able to break that down into a tangible, if you will, number that says this is what we're doing. Okay. Because like I said, otherwise we're going to get to a spot where we're going to be like, it's raining, it's cold, I don't want to. Peace out, Girl Scout. Okay. And first of all, I don't blame you. I would do the same thing. There's a reason that I am very, very intentional in, okay, if I'm going to do something every day, I need to be able to say, why am I doing it? Okay. And then if I get to a spot where I'm like, okay, it's raining and it's cold, so I'm not going to walk today. I'm going to go walk tomorrow instead. I'm going to do 2 because I'm still going to hit my 365 miles in a year. Okay. Give yourself, number one, a little bit of grace and a little bit of wiggle room, but then also give yourself that tangible number. Okay. What do we want life to look like at this time next year? Okay. Now, the reason my screen doesn't want me to scroll the way that it should be scrolling. All right. Okay. Then we're going to take those numbers that we already did and we are going to break it down into quarters. Okay. We're going football style here. Okay. So you've got 4 quarters within your year, period. Whether you're in taxes or you're like me and you're like, I have a person for that. I don't do that. Okay. So you're going to take those annual goals. Okay. And then you are going to turn around and you're going to break those into quarterly goals. Okay. Make your annual happen by looking at what you need to accomplish each quarter. So we're going to go back to that example of I'm going to walk 365 miles in a year. Okay. So that 365, then I'm ballpark numbering here. I didn't write these down. Okay. So when I break it down into quarters, I've got about 90 days, give or take, in my quarter. So I need to walk 90 miles every quarter. So then we're looking at it and we know what we need to accomplish. We're looking at this from a business perspective. Okay. We are going to take a look at, okay, if my goal was to serve 150 clients by the end of the year, quarterly, what does that look like? And whether you are the hairstylist or the trainer or the massage therapist or whatever that looks like in your world, that's going to be different for all of us. Okay. Because the number of people that we can realistically serve every quarter is going to be different. Okay. Because the amount of time that we're spending with those people, different things like that, there's a lot of variables there that we need to make sure that we're considering. Okay. So then we broke it down into our quarters. Now guess where we're going? We're going to look at our monthly goals. Okay. So typically we're going to have 3, give or take, months in each quarter. Okay. Give or take a few days. Okay. When we look at our monthly goals, we broke down our quarter. Now what needs to happen each month? Okay. Going back to that mile a day. Okay. If I need 365 days or 365 miles, sorry, then each month I need that 30 to 31 miles in order to be able to attain that goal. Okay. So whether I'm breaking that down into a certain number a week, if I am, like I said, if I'm doubling up certain things, whatever that looks like for you, but be very, very specific. What do you need to do each and every month? Okay, going back to that client goal. Okay, if I want to serve 150 people within the span of a year, then I broke that down into quarters. Okay, then I'm going to break that down into each month. Okay, now I'm going to be a little bit specific because for some of you, for example, my hairstylist, okay, typically you're going to see that uptick right before, say, a big holiday. Okay, depending on what area you're in or what your specialty is. Okay, you might see, just looking back at your kind of your information over the year and your data points, you might see that, okay, during, I don't know, February, right before Valentine's Day, everybody and their dog comes in to get their hair done. Okay, things like that. You're going to see kind of specific data points over the years. So you're going to know, okay, just because January wasn't very good, that doesn't mean I like scrap that goal, throw it in the trash can, because I know I can make that up in February. Okay, I know that just because 1 month is bad, we've still got wiggle room to be able to make things happen. So we went quarterly, we went monthly, and you called it, y'all. Now we are going and we're taking a look at our weekly goals. Okay, so I'm going to go back to that mile a day challenge. Okay, so I'm hitting 365 miles throughout the month, or throughout the year, sorry, of 2025. Okay, we're looking at 30-ish miles per month. Okay, now I'm going to get even more specific. Okay, you got to walk 7 miles in a week. Okay, this is an easy one. These numbers are simple. Okay, so you have to be able to hit your 7 miles each week. And then we have to know, okay, if I hit my 7 here, or maybe I didn't, maybe the kids got sick, the dog got out, whatever. Okay, and so we missed a mile, we missed 2 miles. All right, cool. That means next week we know exactly what we need to do to make it up. Okay, because we were so specific in what we wanted to accomplish. It wasn't a matter of, oh, I'm going to walk a mile a day, but the kid got sick, the dog got out. Okay, I missed 2. I think then next week, where are we at? We're going to completely lose track of where we are. Okay, so keep that breakdown very, very specific so that you don't knock yourself off and you have the ability to give yourself some grace. Okay, now let's go back to that example of the clients. Okay, if you are in the service industry, this is another fairly easy one. Okay, how many people do I need to serve every week if I want to hit that 150? Okay, how many people do I need to be kind of on a membership or on a subscription? How many do I want to be there? Okay, how many do I need to bring on as new clients each week if the overall goal is that 150? Okay, maybe your number's not even that big. Maybe we're just starting out. Maybe we're like, okay, I just want to hit 30. Okay, and we want to break down that 30 people. What do they need to be? How does that need to look? And you've got to be very, very, very specific so that way you can keep yourself on target and not get discouraged. Okay, then we're going to take those weekly and you call it breaking it all the way down into your daily habits. Okay, so what are you doing every single day to achieve that thing that you wrote on your 1 year goal sheet? Okay, now when we talk about the walking a mile every day, this one's pretty easy. Okay, what do you have to do? You got to walk a mile. Okay, in order to hit your 365 miles in a year, you got to hit 1 mile every day. Okay, that daily habit is pretty easy. Okay, some of them it's not going to be quite as clear, and this is where having kind of just somebody to be a sounding board for you is so important. Okay, so if our goal is, let's go back to that weight loss goal. Okay, if my goal is to lose a certain amount of weight, okay, I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, well, if I want to drop 100 pounds, that means I have to drop 0.22 pounds every day in order to hit my 100 pounds in 365 days. That's ridiculous. Okay, nobody does that. Okay, instead we have to look at, okay, on the day-to-day basis, what do I need to do to make this happen? So let's go. I'm going to jump back a little bit to that weight loss goal. Okay, if I've got the big goal of 100 pounds in a year, okay, I'm not going to bite that off in a 100-pound bite. That's ridiculous. Okay, instead, what I'm going to do is, okay, if I break down that 100 pounds, okay, that's 25 pounds a quarter. That's 25 pounds every 3 months. Okay, how am I going to break that down even further? What do I need to lose each month? Ladies, we got to factor in hormone fluctuations. We got to factor in kids getting sick. We got to factor in dietary changes. There's a lot of things that we got to have that are variables here. Okay, men, that goes for you too. Okay, there's a lot of variables when it comes to how can we control our weight. Okay, so when we're looking at those big goals, we went quarterly, we broke it down. Okay, now what am I doing to accomplish this? Our daily habits, this is, as y'all know, this is my bread and butter. This is what I absolutely love, okay? It's the daily things that we can do to make the big things happen, okay? So if my big goal is that 100-pound weight loss, okay, I'm gonna hit 10,000 steps every day, okay? And these are daily things that we're gonna reevaluate, okay? On no way, shape, or form do I want you to be like, every day for 365 days a year, I'm going to hit 10,000 steps because my weight loss goal is 100 pounds in a year. Okay. Negative, ghostwriter. Put your pencil down on that one. Okay. The goal should be that, okay, each year we've got our goals. Each quarter we broke those down. Okay. We're going to have some rough sketch numbers for those right now. Okay. And then when we start looking at our monthly and our weekly, those are done on a monthly and a weekly basis because those are going to change. So I gave you the example of with your mile a day. Okay. My goal is 365 miles in a year. Okay. And then I get to week 1 in a month. And I'm okay. And I hit 5 days. Okay. That means my goal for next week is no longer 7 miles. My goal for next week is going to be 9 miles because I've got to make up for it. Right. So we're going to factor those things in. So that's why I say your monthly and your weekly goals, those are done on a monthly and a weekly basis. Okay. Those habits are going to shift typically about monthly, give or take. Okay. For some of them, they're going to stay the same no matter what. They're the same 365. Okay. For some of them, we're going to alter a little bit. Okay. Maybe we need to increase our step count. Maybe we need to modify the amount of fruits and vegetables that we're consuming. We need to alter our water intake, little things like that, little tweaks that we need to make in those daily habits. Okay. So I know I'm going through this really, really fast. So if you guys get to a place where you're like, Teal, I don't even know what to do next. I'm confused. I don't know what my next point is. Here's my top 2 tricks right here. Okay. This is all the things. Okay. So to keep all of your goals possible, okay, to put them right in front of you. Number 1, keep it visible, okay? Whether you are like me and you're a pen and paper person, like I said, I have 2 journals that I keep with me all the time. This is my planner. This is 365 days of holy crap. That is all the things that Teal does, okay? I have another journal that looks almost identical. It's a little bit skinnier, okay? And that is where I really write those notes out of, okay, this is what I want to do this quarter. This is how I broke that down monthly. We reevaluate at the end of the month and the beginning of the next month. And then we reevaluate at the end of the week. And we do all those little reevaluations because that's what's going to keep us on target. We have to look at it. If we're not looking at it, imagine that you hit go on the GPS. Okay. You're taking a 1,000-mile road trip. You hit start on the GPS and then you like tuck it in the center console and you don't look at it. You don't know where you're going. You have no idea. Okay, you have to keep those goals in front of you and visible so that way you know where you're going. Otherwise, we're just out here like we don't know what we're doing. Okay, so step 1, keep it visible. Put them where you can see them. Okay, if you're a digital planner person, guys, there are so many beautiful digital planner resources. Do it. Okay. Now, I will tell you 100% right now, I have not found a digital way that I love to keep accountable with my goals. Okay. Maybe you have. If you have, please share it with me. I want to know. I want to see it. Okay. So the next thing, and this is one that you're like, Teal, this is kind of self-serving advice. It is, but it's not. This is something that took me a very long time to figure out because I would be like, I did it. I wrote them down. I got all my goals. And then like halfway through the month, I'd be like, well, we just like chunked that out the window and I don't know what happened. Okay. Get accountability. I say this because I have accountability. I have a coach just like you. Okay. Having people in your corner and having a sounding board changes the game 110%. Okay. If you have written things down before and you're like, I got it. And then you're like me and you're like, oh, I don't got it. I don't got it. Okay. That's okay. Get you somebody that's in your corner and get you somebody to be a sounding board and to help you to change the game. Okay. Now, I kept it under 30 minutes. That was gold. Okay. The last thing I want to talk about is ways that you can get some accountability directly from me. Okay. You're here on purpose. Okay. No matter how you found me, if you saw it on socials, if you're a current client, whatever. Okay. Current clients, you're already here. We're already doing this. If you've got new goals, shoot them to me. Let's go. Okay. all of you are going to, in our January calls, we're going to talk about how to break them down. What do we got? What are we doing? And how can we go from there? Okay. So for those of you that don't, Grow Time is my membership. Okay. Grow Time is where the majority of my people end up. Grow Time is team calls just like these. Sometimes they're webinars, sometimes they're workshops. You get a one-on-one call with me every month. We hop on the phone. We talk about all the things that are going on in your world, whatever your focus is. Okay, so if weight loss is your focus, that's what we talk about. If you're working on a business goal, that's what we talk about. Okay, if we're just working on keeping our head above water and not sinking, cool. That's what we talk about. Okay, because some seasons of life are like that, period. Okay, so the other thing that we do in Grow Time is going to be some habit tracking, some fun challenges, and some accountability on how can we make these things happen. Okay, I'm always here. I'm always going to be there to support and to help you to grow. Okay, the last and final thing that is a phenomenal tool. If you listen to everything I said today and you're like, Teal, I don't know where to go. Like, there's so many things that I want to accomplish and I don't know how to streamline them and I don't know how to make them make sense. Okay, if you are local, okay, 2 things. Number 1, we've got the Goal Getter Retreat in January. We are going to spend literally 3 days, okay, in fellowship and in taking this rough sketch outline that I just gave you and breaking it down in a way that you walk away with a planner full of concepts and things that are there to help you. Okay. You will have your 5-year, you will have your 3-year, you will have your 1-year, your quarterlies, you'll have your first month, you'll have your first week, you'll have some of your daily habits, and they will be right there and ready for you to go. Okay. So there's number 1. Okay. With that Goal Getter Retreat, you're also going to walk away with your $200 swag bag. I've partnered with some amazing local businesses to get you all those goodies. Okay. Your room and board is included. Your meals are included. We've got group workouts going Saturday morning and Sunday morning. It's going to be a fantastic weekend of fellowship with other ladies. I do only have 1 spot left. I hope that spot has your name on it. If it does, let me know. Okay. If you're like, Teal, I really, really love that, but I can't do 3 whole days. I've got another option for you that I haven't put out yet. Okay. And I know that it's there and I know that it's for somebody and I want it to serve. So if you think that that could be, but you can't do 3 whole days, if you're like, Goal Getter is fantastic, that's what I want to do, but I can't get away for 3 days, especially in January, I need you to shoot me a DM after this and tell me, because I got another option for you. Okay. So those were all my points for you. Okay. So, like I said, 30 minutes was my goal and I did it. Oh, I talked really, really fast, y'all. I really hope somebody pauses me through this whole thing. Okay. So in the end, guys, just keep moving forward. Don't quit on yourself. All of these goals that we just talked about, guys, majority of these are not for other people. These are for you. Okay. These are to serve you. And if you're listening to this and you're like, Teal, I don't know that I have the time for this. I don't know that I have the capacity to be able to write down something and to put something else on my list. This is not something else on your list, sister. This is something for you. This is something to grow you. So, guys, that's all I got for you. Okay, I am going to send out the recording as well as I will send out kind of the breakdown of what we talked about tonight. If you need help with goals, please, please, please shoot me a text, shoot me a DM. Be like, Teal, I've got things in my brain and I want them to happen, but I don't know how to make them happen. Text me. Let's talk about it. We're going to make it happen. Guys, let's make 2025 the best year yet. That's all I've got. Hope you're having the best day of your whole life. Bye, guys.